Short about me, so you know who I am and why I can speak about this area. As Leonie said, I work as a teacher in Sweden, and I teach subjects such as Swedish, psychology, computer science, and more. I also work as a coach at that school, but there's more. I am a certified mental coach and also a behavioral scientist. So you can get a lot of insights from psychology in the field of education also. You can see a licensed upper secondary school teacher. You can also, if you want to, after this workshop today, you can go in and train with programs that I have developed. So you have programs you can use for managing stress and to maximize your health. And as Leonie said, we work at Jensen Education with mental training, mindfulness, to help our students to manage stress levels and to perform. So that's short about me, why I can stand here and talk about this. And I'm very grateful to be invited to share this with you. But as I said before, this is an experience that we will experience together. So I will ask you to do things here today. So I ask you to be a bit brave also. Is that okay? Yeah, good. The main point that I want to talk about with you today is that we all have the possibility to work with what I call our inner processes. We all have the possibilities to think about what occurs in your body and mind. And I always show this before I do any practicing with audiences. That you can work with your thoughts, your images that you have in your brain, and your emotions to achieve your desired behavior. And that's kind of the key of this sentence. The desired behavior, because the desired behavior will let you perform better. Before I did dive deeper into this, we have to have a definition to start everything from. And I will bring up Lars-Erik Unestål, that's famous in Sweden for have founded mental training. So mental training is the foundation of figuring out how you can maximize your performance, meanwhile still achieving a high level of well-being. So you have probably already read this text here, but mental training is a systematic practice using well-proven methods to develop your inner processes. Like thoughts, see in the upper right corner, thoughts, which in turn can affect images in your brain, what you see, and that in turn can also affect the emotions you are walking around with. And in turn, you can affect your behavior. So, develop our inner processes aimed at improving well-being and functioning. So, for example, if I am thinking right now that I have challenges in, for example, maths. If I have thoughts right now that I won't succeed in maths, then you will have a chain reaction here. The thoughts could turn into images in the brain. It could lead to you or the student seeing a failure in advance, maybe seeing a failed score. or a test result. And maybe even before they have written the test, you can be filled of negative emotions. And of course, it's important to realize that we all have this negative possibility to have thoughts, have images that can affect us negatively. Why I'm saying this? Of course, we can change this to help us to be aware of the negative thoughts and try to replace them. Try to realize that you have had negative images in your brain, that you have seen that you're going to fail. Because this is the most common reason for why the stress level rises. I will come to a more developed explanation soon, because stress in itself is not negative. Stress is a good thing if it's managed correctly. So, we will have to realize that what we want when we study is positive stress. Because if we have positive stress, it is both necessary and it's a beneficial function that sharpens the concentration and the will and ability to actually improve performance. So that sounds like a good thing. And what mental training can be used for is to minimizing and avoiding the negative inner processes. And you can use the tools from mental training, which we are very soon going to try together. So the key here, if I return to what I promised that I was going to talk about today, this maximizing academic performance and students' well-being, then we will have to delve deeper into the mental training. But before I continue with the next slide, I'm actually going to let you check in your inner processes in this room right now. Because it is possible that if you have done something right before this workshop, it is possible that your inner thoughts, your images, your emotions are somewhere else. You're maybe not mentally in this room completely. So I always try to teach that you should check in every room you enter and be fully present in that room. And of course, it's not easy to do that. If you're only going to sit and, oh, I have to concentrate now, and listen to the man in the suit, maybe your thoughts still are going away. So I'm actually very soon going to ask you to close your eyes. And I want you to firmly place your feet on the ground if you're not already doing it. And I'm also going to ask you to sit straight up. So you're not, I'm sorry if it's late and you're tired and you want to slouch. But I want you to sit straight. There's a reason for why I'm asking you this. Because when you are sitting with a straight back, you're actually helping your breathing. Your stomach will be able to rise and collapse more easily. And your lungs will be able to fill up with more air. And this is something we really want to happen. Because when you fill your lungs with more air, you will get more oxygen that will be pumping around in your bloodstream. This will in turn give you a feeling of more energy or focus. And when I ask you to breathe out, I will tell you to begin to connect the out breath to you being more relaxed in your muscles. you just have to follow my voice. It's very easy. So we will begin now by you closing your eyes. So close your eyes now, and just begin to be a bit curious about how your breath is feeling right now. And remember, you don't have to change anything. The way your body feels right now is absolutely fine. You don't have to change anything. You just give yourself time to check in this room and just to be curious about how it feels when you breathe in and when you breathe out. And be a bit curious about how it feels when your stomach rises with the in-breath. And maybe how your shoulders begin to relax a bit more when you breathe out. Maybe they feel a bit heavier. You might also feel that you're sitting a bit heavier because you're getting more relaxed in your entire body. So you're in a nice contrast state where you can feel more energy being filled up when you're breathing in, and more relaxation when you're breathing out. Maybe it can feel like you're letting stress away from your body with your breath out. I will be completely silent now for about 60 seconds. And during that time, I just want you to focus on how your breath feels. That's the only thing you have to do. And if your thoughts are wandering away somewhere else, just come back to be curious about how your breath feels. I'm going to be silent from now. And now, when the 60 seconds has passed, you can begin to prepare your body to return to awake state again by carefully just moving your fingers a bit, maybe moving your toes, maybe stretching a bit. And if you want to yawn, you can do that also. And when you're ready, you're very welcome to open your eyes again. If it felt like you were about to fall asleep, it's okay, so you know that. This is not something you have to compete in. The most important thing is to check in and let your inner processes really be present here in the now. This is something that a lot of people can find challenging. For example, right now, I have my mobile phone on me. This could distract me, for example, during this workshop. If I get a message here now, maybe my inner processes is, I wonder what that was. So it's important to check in. Whatever you're doing, if you're studying, or if you're going to do something else, you have to help your inner processes to be here, right now. How did it feel to do this short breathing exercise? Was it okay? Good. It is okay to say no, so you know. Yes, so why I started this way is, of course, you saw my background. I have studied lots of psychology. So I'm aware of how both the mind and the body works. And to get a complete understanding on what affects us and how we can work with ourselves to completely raise our well-being and performance, we must understand how our body works in different situations. I'm sure many of you already perhaps have seen what I have on the slide here right now. But if you haven't, I think it's important to really learn how we react in different situations. Because we react in much the same way as we did for several hundred years ago. For example, and I hope this doesn't happen now, but if a dangerous animal comes in here, a tiger for example, my body will try to help me to avoid that danger. So the threat is very visible here. I will notice if a tiger comes in here. I hope you will too. Automatically, without having to think about how your body is supposed to react, things happen automatically. And that's a good thing. We are put by having to choose by two options. I could either try to run away. I could take flight, run away from the danger. Or I could try to stay there and fight the danger. Two options. Very, very easy. And when we have this danger here, your body will react. So you will get stress hormones spreading in the bloodstream. You will get that. The heart rate will increase. The heart will pump around the blood faster. All these things are good. It helps us. The breathing becomes faster because we need more oxygen when we're in danger. The blood pressure rises, also a good thing. The muscles tenses up because I have to be prepared. What should I do? Should I take the flight or should I fight? Either what I choose, something will happen. But this is important then. Maybe you can feel if you're in danger, the saliva in the mouth becomes less. Maybe if you were hungry, the hunger disappears. Maybe you start to sweat more. Maybe your pupils dilate more. Maybe your nostrils widen. These are all bodily functions which are good. If I take to the flight, what time? But if I take to the flight, when I'm done that, the danger probably is gone. And all these things my body amazingly have prepared me for is also being lessened. So if you have run away or if you have fought the animal, afterwards your muscles won't be tensed because you have used them. You know that there's no danger present anymore, so your heart begins to beat slower. The same thing is for the rest here also. The defense reaction goes away. This is good, this is natural. The main problem we have now is that the dangers we are facing aren't that obvious. For example, if we have exam weeks, it would not be a good idea to try to, for example, if you don't want to do the exam, to fight the teacher or run away from the teacher. That's not a good strategy. Not a good solution. So if we are nervous before an exam, if all these defense reactions are building up, then we have to help our body in some way to remove it. Because if you remember what I said before, as long As we have positive stress, it's good. We think that we can manage the test. But if it builds up, if we have more stress in the body, and the defense reaction here actually is a stress reaction. The stress reaction means that we are getting prepared for the danger. So we have to work with that and remove this built-up stress in our system. We have to help our body. Our body is amazing, but we have to help it with new situations. So if you don't have a way to remove this unnecessary stress in your muscles, then you can begin to have a lot of problems. For example, if your muscles are very tensed for a long time, it is possible to develop migraines, headaches. You saw in the last slide that I said digestion halts. You could get a problem with your stomach also, pains and such things that comes from stress. So, of course, we have to do something to help our body. And this is the second thing we're going to try together. And I think you have arrived already. It sounded like Google Maps. But if I can ask this first before I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. Have anyone here done muscular relaxation before? Anyone that knows what it is? Yeah? You want to tell us?
Sure. It's a practice where you envision relaxing the body, either from the feet to the top or the top to the bottom, and that you are either taking deep breaths and imagining that you're releasing the tension, or you're just, if you're used to that, then you just allow the body to just relax still while you're lying down or sitting down.
Good. Very, very good explanation. And very nice to see you again. Yes, so this is what we're going to try. We're going to try the method with that's called progressive relaxation. And I'm going to ask you to tense different parts of your body. Before you're tensing those parts, I want you to think about how that part, whatever, is feeling right now. And I want you to really feel how it feels when you're tensing that muscle group, that part of your body, and how it feels when you're relaxing it. I will do a different amount of parts, so we'll try this and how it feels. One thing that can happen here is, again, because we're helping our body to become relaxed here. So if someone falls asleep, we will wake you gently. So it's okay. We are going to do the same thing as the breathing exercise we began with. So I still want you to sit with both your feet on the ground and that you're sitting with an upright position. You can actually choose for this one if you want to close your eyes or if you want to look. Because I'm going to show you how I'm going to tense the different parts, body parts. So if you want to look, it's okay. But we can begin with tensing this is my left, I think this will be your right hand. So you can tense it and really feel maybe a bit harder, but don't injure yourself. But really feel how it feels when you're tensing this hand. And when you relax the hand now, I want you to feel how it feels when you are relaxing the hand. It could bring up feelings of tingling, and it's absolutely normal if you feel tingling. It could feel a bit warmer, could feel a bit heavier. All those sensations are okay. So just examine how it feels for you. There's no right or wrong here. When we take the other hand, And we tense it quite hard here also. Just noticing how it feels. And relaxing. Just notice how it feels right here for you right now. And I'm going to look a bit silly up here right now. That's okay for me. I'm going to take both my shoulders towards my ears, like this. So maybe I'm looking like a penguin here right now. So just notice how it feels in your shoulders, maybe your neck, maybe your throat. Maybe you can feel already how it tenses right here. And when you're ready now, with an out breath, you can take it down your shoulders again. If you have worked at a computer all day, it is possible that you build up a lot of tension in your shoulders. So this could be a good thing to do in the evening before you fall asleep. I think we will do the last one more time. So you can bring your shoulders again up towards your ears. And just notice how your shoulders, your neck, your throat is feeling right now. Looks awesome. Perfect. And with the out breath now, you can relax and breathe out. Perfect. I'm now going to ask you to push both your feet quite firmly, hard, towards the floor. Yeah, the floor. So you can feel tension building up in both your legs. Both your legs, maybe all up here also. Just notice how it feels in both your legs right now. Without judging, just examine. Good. Now you can relax both your legs. Just examine how it feels for you right now. I want you that you keep your heels in the ground now, but I want you to try to take, this is difficult to show here where I'm standing, but try to make the toes turn up towards your face. So you can feel both your feet, so you can feel the tension. You can do like this, so I show it better. Maybe when you're doing this, you can feel tension in your calves while doing this. I'm doing this also because maybe you have stood up all day, if you have had kind of work, or if you just have walked around a lot. Then this could help remove tension from that part. And you can relax now, and we're going to do one final thing for the breath. I want you to, and now it's important that if I'm taking too long time, you can breathe out. I don't want anyone to faint in here. That's an important thing. So if I take too long time, breathe out. But what I want you to do now is to take a deep breath in and hold your breath. And when you're doing that, you will probably feel a tension building up in whole your body. And this was difficult to talk like this, but it works. And now you can breathe out. And maybe it is possible that you will feel that your body feels more relaxed now. And as I said before, if you feel tired when you have done this, it is natural, because then maybe you need to rest. But what we have done is that we have held the body, removing unnecessary tension in the body. Because we only need the right amount of tension. If we are getting more tension that is needed in every moment, we are wasting energy. That could lead to problems with headaches and problems with the stomach. So this is why I want you to experience this kind of training, because this helps a lot. And as with all training, it takes time to get results, of course, so you have to do this quite often to really realize what difference it can make for you. If your youth are having problems with sleeping, I know I talk to a lot of people that are having issues sleeping, then muscular relaxation really can help you in the process of relaxing the body, to preparing the body to come into a relaxed state where you can fall asleep easier. So this is also one of my biggest tips for you. To secure the amount of right sleep, one essential factor is to remove unnecessary tension. And when talking about sleeping, if you get good sleep, you will also be able to perform better at tests, of course, and in school and in life. So that's why I'm talking about those things. And why I've talked about, I said maximizing performance. Why am I talking about relaxation then? Well, it is because of, if we are to perform at a top level, we have to prepare our body and our mind to actually be prepared for the right kind of performance you are standing before. So we have to find the right level. You see that the top of the pyramid here, we want to help our mind and our body to reach the top performance. We want to be alert, but not tense. We want to be ready and focused. That is what we want to achieve. That state is what we want to achieve. If we don't have the tools to achieve this, then it's probably, the reason is probably that you are either more on this side or the right side here. Maybe you are too nervous to be able to perform. As I said before, some nervousness and stress is good, the positive stress, but if we have too much stress and negative stress, we won't perform good. So if we are too, now I'm talking about body, if we are too restful, too relaxed, we won't perform good. So we have to find the maximum spot where we can perform the most. All professional athletes learn early that you only are supposed to use the amount of tension needed for your area, your expertise. So for example, maybe you have seen when track runners run, when they run really fast, maybe you have seen that they are really relaxed at the cheeks, for example. They don't tense the wrong kind of muscles. They only tense what's needed. They don't waste energy. So that's also my tip. Both with the mind, use techniques and mental training to be focused right here, right now, but also help the body. We want to be alert, but not tense, ready, focused. I think I'll skip that one because I did that in the beginning. If there is one thing that I want to share with you that's more important than anything else, because I've heard that it's so for everyone, but I heard that if you can really have a method to handle stress, and if you have a lot to do, for example at exam weeks, then you will have to have a method that helps you. So Ola Schenström has formulated an active method to help you to actually organize your thoughts and your actions. Now this is a Swedish model that I have translated. I will say it in Swedish, but we have the letters here, so we still know what it is. We have the method SWOS. And if you have a lot to do, it is important not to go around and think, I have this to do, I have maths, I have English, I have Greek, and perhaps begin all over again and think, okay, I had maths also. That it could be a problem if I'm just going around thinking about how much I have to do all the time. So the first letter here, the S, is extremely important. It does not mean that I have to stop physically with my body. This is the mind. I have to stop, perhaps maybe by doing the breathing exercise that I did in the beginning, before I do anything else. So I stop. You could sit or just stand still also. Then observe, what situation are you in? For example, if I have maths to do, if I have Greek to do, if I have whatever you have to do, write it down. Observe everything you have to do and write it down. Because if you don't write it down, it could lead to rumination. And that means you could begin to think about everything again. And it could be an endless loop, thinking of everything you have to do. That's the most important part. Observe, and you see it says without judgment. That's also important, because it's easy to think, oh, I have so much to do. Why do I have so much to do? They must understand that it's not reasonable that I have this much to do. If you're in that mode, of course you won't be able to perform good. So, without judgment, observe what you have to do right now. And then maybe the next part, maybe the most difficult part, because it says, accept the situation as it is. Notice, it doesn't say that you have to love the situation. You have to accept it as it is right now. Because it doesn't help if you are wishing it away. You're just wasting time. We don't want to waste time. So accept the situation, and when you have done that, then you can decide what you have to do. Then you see I have two possible solutions here. I can respond in a purposeful manner. I can, for example, if I have a lot to do at work, or if I have a lot to do at too many things at exams, maybe I have to change something in my planning. Maybe I have to remove something so it's possible for me to do all these things I have to do. Or, more common, more often, maybe I have to stop thinking about it. You see, let go, it says there. Maybe I have to stop thinking and begin doing. Because if I waste time thinking about, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, you're only building an impossible mountain to climb. So that's my most important tip for you here. Don't build an impossible mountain. So, if I were to give you some tips or guidance on how you can use different mental training tools, you don't need more than the ones I have on the screen right now. It's not that you have to get extreme amount of different tools. You have to have the right tools for the right moment. So if you're working with your breathing, if you learn how you should breathe, if you learn how your lungs are supposed to expand, and what happens when you exhale with your body, as I did with you today, then it can calm your inner processes. It might calm your thoughts. It might calm even your body. And to work with body control, then you can use muscular relaxation. so easy. You just learn how to tense the different muscles and then relax. It's very easy. Use your energy wisely. Don't tense parts that you don't need to work with right now. And have the right thoughts. I've talked about that during SOAS. Have the right thoughts. Visualize the feeling you want to have, the positive feeling. Visualize the thoughts you have to have to reach success. As I said before, it doesn't help you if you have negative thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And as we did when you arrived here today, in the beginning of this workshop, I asked you to check in this moment by just focusing on the breath. I think a lot of people misses that. Don't do it. Check in, help yourself to keep the focus on the right thing in the right time. When you exit this building, it's a perfect moment to begin to think what you're going to do when you get home. But right now, the perfect thing to think about is how can you use this I'm talking about. So mindfulness there, to check in, to keep focus in the right place at the right time. It sounds easy. I promise you, it's not easy. You can practice this for years. And the result is very rewarding when you're able to have your thoughts in the right place. You are not wasting time anymore. You're experiencing more in your surroundings. I can almost promise you that if you have a place where you used to walk every day, I can almost promise you that you have stopped looking about your surroundings, at your surroundings, because you have walked there so many times. But if you try one thing tomorrow and really be present when you're walking that path, see if you can see something you have not seen before. This is how it is in life. Often, and this could be a good thing, often we get used to how things are being done. It helps us. It helps us not to, that we have to focus on everything all the time. That's good. But it also leads us to not being fully present and experiencing what we are having before us. We could be predetermined of what is going to happen. And then we're losing out a lot of things. So be focused. Have your thoughts in the right place. I think I will shorten with only one slide left here. You will get the whole presentation, of course, but one final point that I want you to have from me is to work with the mindset. What mindset you have before different challenges will change the outcome. I'm sure you've heard of mindset before, but if you have a fixed mindset, it is possible that you are also predetermined not to succeed in the area what you want to succeed. It might be the way that you're thinking about, this is who I am. I'm not talented in maths, for example. I'm not talented in track running. I'm not talented in basketball. But then you're missing very important part that no one has reached their maximum performance without training and practice. If we practice, we will get better. So, if we know this, if we know that everyone has the possibility to improve, it doesn't matter what level you begin at. Everyone has the possibility to improve. If you don't know this, maybe you're avoiding challenges. Maybe you're thinking, oh, of course my friends can do this because they are talented. It's a shame if you are having that mindset, because if you practice, maybe you can do this also. If you ignore feedback, thinking about, oh, it was the exam that was wrong, it was the wrong questions, that's also a problem. And if you're threatened by others' successes, that's also a problem, because we should be happy that others are succeeding, because you too can. And as I said before, a person who has a fixed mindset thinks that skills are fixed. And that's a very sad way to think about it. As I said before, we all can practice. So, what I recommend is the right side, that we all should practice to have a growth mindset. If we put in the effort, it leads to mastery. And I love that term, mastery. It's the one thing that motivates me the most in my life. I know that I have achieved a level of skill in mental training in my other subjects which I teach, but I know that I can always become even better. So if you have that mindset, mastery, you can always be better. Then motivation can increase. It's the reward. When you're getting better, that's the reward. And if we can practice on how, okay, maybe you failed an exam this time, but if you avoid the exam next time because you're afraid of the challenge, that's no good. You have to really see, what did I do that did not work? It's when you first can look this in the eyes and think about, okay, I have a setback now. I have to take in criticism, and I have to change what I've done. And to embrace challenges. Maybe something feels scary right now, and that's okay. But know that if you put the hours in, if you can work with the positive stress and the mental training tools, you will succeed. And instead of being threatened by others' success, be inspired of others. See how they have done it, and be inspired. Perhaps ask them. We can all learn from each other and work with our growth mindset. Yes. I thank you all very much for both listening and participating in the workshop this evening. I really do appreciate it. And you will get, so I'm saying it right there, you will get a link to this presentation